Why are they called experts when they don't ever get it right? Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel, where the party is just getting started. Current events looked at through a skeptical eye using science, history, and sometimes humor to explore the events of the day. Let's get down to business. Experts predicted an economic Armageddon under Trump. Where are they now? Oh, that's the New York Post. Okay, here's the New York Times. The economy that wasn't supposed to happen, booming jobs, low inflation. Maybe using data from a few decades in the middle of the 20th century to set policy in the 21st century isn't such a good idea. Well, Mr. Neil Irwin, I have a suggestion for you. It turns out they really weren't that good in the 20th century either. The two most prominent presidents, economically speaking, in the 20th century were FDR and Ronald Reagan, exact opposites of how to handle the economy. FDR was rob from the rich and give to whoever he felt like. Ronald Reagan's was, let's just give it back to them and stop robbing, period. FDR took the United States of America from what was at the time called panics, now called depressions, from a normal depression to a Great Depression. Great not as in good, great as in huge, like the Great Lakes or the Great War and all those other gigantic things. Every time the economy started to do good under FDR, he would instigate new taxes, new restrictions on business, and it kept collapsing. I seen an economist several years ago who said something that just blew me away. He says, look at the calendar. Businesses didn't recover because of World War II. Businesses recovered after FDR died. Because let's not forget, he was a 4-term president. The man wanted to be king, and he was. And yet, there are those in America who worship his Great Depressionness, his, I'm not going to stand up, and he could stand up, he had to have help. I'm not going to stand up for stopping lynching on a federal basis. His wife was there every day in Congress going, we got to stop this lynching thing. We need to have a federal law against it. He wouldn't do it. And yet there are people who should know better, who still support him. And then Ronald Reagan came along and said, you know what? Enough of this monkey business with socialism and FDR. Let's go back to the old-fashioned way, pre-FDR, pre the New Deal, and give the money back to the people. And he did. And we had 10 years of a really decent economy. And then Papa Bush came in and read my lips, no new taxes. And then we had a small recession. I'm sorry, they're going to happen. And Clinton jumped on it. It was like, this is the worst economy in 50 years. No, it was a baby bump. Go back and look at the charts on the GDP. And now here comes Trump. By the way, it took Reagan 2 years to turn the economy around, because nobody'd ever tried it since FDR, and the Keynesian economists were out there like, oh no, you have to rob from the rich to give to the poor to make the poor rich. It's never worked. Ask Venezuela, ask Cuba, ask Russia, ask California. It never works. The economy that wasn't supposed to happen, booming, low jobs, low inflation. Because Trump came in and said, hey, I like the way Reagan did it. Let's get that monkey off the back of businesses. In Obama's final year, America was spending $4.3 trillion on research by their lawyers to deal with all of the new laws that were unfolding in enormous amounts every day from the Obama administration. Nobody's ever been as harsh on business as Obama, because nobody'd ever had the chance to be as bad, and he took it. And he has the nerve now, and him and Cory Booker both, to say, oh no, all this great economy is because of Obama. Really? So Obama comes in, gets rid of all of the rules that Obama set up, gets rid of the tax rates that Obama had set up, and all this economy that wasn't supposed to happen, booming jobs and low inflation happens, and Booker wants to give it to the guy who did the exact opposite of Barack Obama? That makes no sense. Anybody who says that this is because of Barack Obama is not paying attention to the fact that Trump did the exact opposite of what Barack Obama did, and therefore got the exact opposite results. Oh no, the jobs were coming back. Yes, they were, but until this last quarter, the pay amount hadn't started increasing to any significant amount. Now it's actually starting to go up. And more people have jobs. Okay, let's go to this. Experts predicted economic Armageddon under Trump. Where are they now? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. The economy is strong, unemployment is low, and wages are rising, according to the latest economic data released Friday, which is in stark contrast to what the vast majority, of elite economic opinion predicted just a few years ago from a Trump presidency. Everybody knows this that was reading the news then. The latest unemployment report has joblessness at 3.6%. Where is the Trump Armageddon squad now? What's even more egregious is that the same folks predicting the end of the world refuse to provide the same analysis of radical proposals dribbling out of the mouths of Democrats. They report on Medicare for all, the new Green Deal, and college debt forgiveness as if these cockamamie ideas will have the same impact on the economy, will have no impact on the economy. Trump did the opposite of Obama to get these results. This stuff, Medicare for all, Green, that's Obama on steroids. I'm not going to touch that one. I'm moving on. First, some full disclosure. While I was never a naysayer in the camp of Paul Krugman, I was never fully aboard the Trump economic train. I worried about the occasional dumb, offhand remarks on finance. He once blurted out that he could renegotiate debt payments without understanding it was a form of default, which would lead to massively high interest rates and a lot of bad stuff to follow. I continue to worry about his trade policies. Okay, good for you. But I have enough economics from the likes of Milton Friedman and F.A. Hayek. These are the opposite of Keynesians. Keynes was the enemy of these people. Keynes has been proven wrong every single time it's applied. Every single time Keynesian economics is applied, it fails. And they always come up with the same excuse. We just didn't spend enough. We just need to spend more with taxpayer dollars. And every time they do it, the economy crashes or struggles to get up. And then Keynes comes in and steps on the neck of the economy and goes, you ain't getting up. I got to take more. I got to take more. Whereas Friedman and Hayek go, give them back their money and they'll get up on their own. And they do every single time it's applied. But then you have the other side going, but we want an economic safety net. The economic safety net is the ability to get a freaking job because businesses are doing so good because you got the monkey off their back. Laissez-faire, leave us alone. And I guess that's all I got to say about that. I guess the warning is this. Is America in 2020 really going to throw it all away, just like they did with England after World War II? And they said, hey, we won the war. Goodbye, Churchill. Thank you very much. Get out. And now look at England. Are we going to follow the same path as them? That we're going to have this incredible economy because we're following the same rules that Reagan did, that Trump is, and just go back to Obama on steroids and just watch it crash and burn? Considering how many people read the news, considering how many people read legitimate news and are able to discern between fake news and real news, here's a huge chance of it. There's a huge chance. Millennials were taught all through their school years that socialism works, regardless of the fact there's no evidence of it. Au contraire. Over and over and over again, socialism fails. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. America is a socialist country pretending to be a capitalist country. We are $22 trillion in debt. That doesn't happen in a capitalist country. That happens in a socialist country. Oh no, socialism is when the economy the government runs the means of production. Okay, if you want to go with that definition, fine. But the definition for the longest time was the stepping stone to communism. Anything in between capitalism and communism is socialism. That definition stood for many, many years, and when we scrapped that definition is when you've got $22 trillion in debt. That's what happens when you scratch the definition of socialism being anything between capitalism and communism, on the road to communism. I think I said that was it, and I didn't do it. I'll do it this time. We hope you enjoyed the content, and if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, come on back anytime. You're always welcome here as part of the family, and we'll see you in the future.